This is how I used to look. This is me now, 60 pounds lighter and a lot fitter. Disclaimer, this has worked for me, it might not work for you, so keep that in mind. So step one, the first thing that I would do if I was starting my fitness journey in 2025 is figure out if you are skinny fat, or just fat. If I was skinny, I would focus on lean bulking and simple workouts, pushing hard each day to build muscle. So how are we gonna do this? You're going to figure out your BMR. So how to figure out your BMR, it's really easy. Just go to any AI tool and ask it, hey, I wanna find out my BMR. Give me the questions I need to figure out my BMR. Once you find out your BMR, let's say for example, our BMR, because this is my BMR, and BMR is just means basic metabolic rate, which means how many calories your body burns each day from the stuff you do and your body just trying to live. So let's say our BMR is 2,500, okay? Once you figure this number out, it's super important. What you are going to do is not up it by like 1,000 calories. You wanna lean bulk. You wanna gain mostly muscle. And if you're a complete beginner, you can bump it up a lot and gain pretty much mostly muscle in the beginning. So that is what I would recommend. So you go from 2,500, all we're gonna do is just add 500, okay? That's all we're gonna do, nothing else. And if you've never tracked your calories before, start now, because it is super important to track your calories, at least in my case. It saves you days, months, years of not guessing and being wrong for super long. And that's pretty good, being wrong for super long, I like that. So yeah, here we go. Now we're 3,000 calories, okay? Now this is the thing that you wanna focus on, 3,000 calories, and the second most important thing, how much protein do you need to eat? So for example, let's say you weigh 180, okay? If you're skinny and you weigh 180, you're probably like 6'6", but let's just say for the sake of this video, you weigh 180 pounds. What you're gonna eat is minimum 180 grams of protein, minimum. This is minimum, okay? I like to eat 200 grams of protein and I only weigh 180 because I like to. The more protein I eat, I just feel like I'm building more muscle, right? And it's not that hard to get lots of protein. There's so many protein sources, but I'll just list off a few right now. Greek yogurt, eggs, cheese, some kinds of bread, protein bars, protein shakes, peanut butter, nuts, chicken, beef, beans, chickpeas. I don't know if I already said it, but yogurt, I think I did. But that's just off the top of my head. But there's so many more that you can have. You wanna figure out high calorie foods and high protein foods as well. And this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna download a tracking app, and any of them work. I use Lose It because I like it the most. So you're gonna get inside the tracking app, you're gonna figure out your BMR. This will be yours, right? So figure out your BMR, plus 500 to it, whatever the number is, put it in the calorie tracking app, okay? And then make sure you're hitting 180 or however much you weigh and above. This is minimum. You can shoot for 20, 30, 40, 50 grams over your minimum just to be safe. And that is what you're gonna do each day, every day. And then the second thing that you're gonna do after you've started to nail that down is you don't wanna just eat and not work out, right? This is where I like to do full body. So simple workouts, what I mean by simple workouts is just full body workouts and compound movements. What I mean by compound movements is just the basics, especially if you're a very beginner. You're not gonna have super good form and you wanna take it slow-ish in the beginning. So you're gonna focus on bench press, rows, squats, curls, pull-ups, assisted pull-ups, all this stuff that you can do, right? And this is how I would go about it. I would just ask ChatGPT, hey, whatever AI tool you're using, give me a simple full body workout for whatever gym you are going to. So replace this for Planet Fitness, replace it for the YMCA, replace it for home if you don't have access to a gym, replace it for home plus a pull-up bar, home plus pull-up bar and 30-pound dumbbells, right? And then you're gonna say 3 to 4 days a week. Then it should give you a perfect, I mean, it's AI. It should pretty much give you exactly what you need for a full body workout. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna focus on what it says and pushing hard each day, okay? That's the number one thing. And then also, I recommend downloading this app called Heavy. I recommend downloading this app because you get to track your workouts. I've only just started to use it and it is really, really good. Like it has everything you need. And what you're gonna do is once you ask AI to give you a full body workout, you're then going to take that workout, do the workout, and inside of here, track your weight, like how much weight you're doing. If you're on a machine, if you're doing dumbbell curls, how much weight you're doing, so 30, right? And then you're gonna figure out the reps, how many reps you're doing. The AI should give you how many sets and how many reps, okay? And then what you're gonna wanna focus on is doing more weight every single week. It's called progressive overload, okay? This is super important. So once you figure out your BMR, how much calories you need to eat in a day and how much protein you need to eat in a day. You got that nailed down, right? Then you're gonna figure out how to progressively overload. And what that means is just, so if I do the first week, let's say on Monday, I do 3 sets of dumbbell curls for 9 reps, okay? 3 sets, 30 pounds, 9 reps for each set. What I'm going to focus on is trying to get to 10 reps, 11 reps, 12 reps. Once I can get to 12 reps for each set, then what I'm gonna do is go from 30 pounds on the dumbbells to 35. And what's gonna happen is your reps go from 12 to 8, or maybe even 6, okay? It shouldn't go down to like 1 or 2. That means you're not ready to move up. But if it's 6, 7, 8, around that range, and you can't go any further, perfect. You're gonna do that and try to get 1 rep more each week. So now the next week, I'm using 35s. I can only do 8 reps for each set. So for the first week, you're gonna be using 30 pounds and you're gonna do 8 reps. Then the next week, you're gonna do 30 pounds, 10 reps. Then the next week, 30 pounds, 12 reps. And once you do 12 to 13 to 14 reps, I like to just, once I get to 12 reps, this is what you do next. Week 4 now is gonna be, you're gonna move up 5 pounds, okay? And then you're gonna go all the way back down to 7 reps. But that's okay, because you moved up in weight. And then what we're gonna look for is on week 5, 35 up to 9 reps, and so on. That's what you wanna focus on if you are skinny. If I was skinny fat, I would focus on losing weight first and working out as well. So if I was skinny fat, I would wanna focus on losing weight first and working out, because we want to avoid gaining more weight, right? We don't wanna get fatter if we're already skinny fat, because it sucks. Like, I remember when I was skinny fat, I felt horrible. If you are skinny fat now, I know that pain, because I was pretty much stuck at that pain for like 2 years. I hated it so much, where you have no arms, no shoulders, no chest, no back, and you're just fat. It's the most annoying thing ever. I hated it. I really did. So if you're skinny fat, I really feel you. It's the worst thing ever. But this is how we're gonna fix it. We're gonna focus on losing weight first. Why losing weight first? Because I had the mistake of bulking first, right? And when that happened, I was just a slob, and it was just even worse, because it takes a long, long time to lean bulk to get muscle, right? I'm talking about half a pound to a pound a week, right? So, but the thing is, we can also be losing a pound, 2 pounds a week. So we can be losing up to 8 pounds a month instead of gaining only like 2 to 3 pounds muscle a month. It takes a long time. And when you lose weight, you feel better, you look better, you are healthier. And then once you get down to enough body fat where you can start to kind of see your ab and start seeing some veins, right? Start seeing some muscle definition. That's when we start to lean bulk, okay? When you get to a weight that you're comfortable with, then you lean bulk. You do not dirty bulk. You will never hear me saying dirty bulk, because when I dirty, it was the worst experience of my life. I hated it so much the entire time. I hated it so much. Thankfully now I'm just like fat, but some muscle. I don't even know if I have abs right now, but I'm so happy now compared to how I used to be. So yeah, if you're skinny fat, you want to focus on losing weight and working. And how are you going to figure out your BMR to start losing weight through tracking your calories? Like this. You can probably already figure out your BMR with the steps I gave to the people who are skinny, right? So let's say our BMR is 2,500. And once you figure your BMR out, you have it. Instead of adding 500 calories to get 3,000, which is to lean bulk, what we're going to do is subtract 500 calories so that we are at 2,000 calories so that we can be on a cut, okay? This is if you're skinny. This is if you're skinny fat. You want to be cutting, okay? And the protein intake is the exact same. So if you weigh 180 pounds, let's say, that equals 180 grams of protein that you need to eat every single day. And a pro tip that I'm going to give you with cutting is, instead of running, walk. So try to walk at least 10,000 steps every single day, right? There's lots of reasons why running for me was just not it. I was hungrier. My body got sore. I got shin splints. It took forever to do it. The thing is, when you walk, walking is so much better because you can do it anywhere. It takes only 30 minutes to an hour. You can walk back and forth at work, walk while you're resting at the gym, park super far away from stores and restaurants that you're going to, so you can have more time to walk up there so you can get more steps in. And yeah, I mean, there's so many tricks that you can do. Just walk more and eat less if you are skinny fat. And even if you're skinny, I would focus on super lean bulking and having a little bit of steps, right? Not full out an hour set aside on treadmills to walking. I wouldn't do that. but I would recommend still doing some cardio. Any kind of cardio works. And last but not least, if you are just fat, also one more thing for the skinny fat people, what you want to focus on is your workouts as well. You can do the exact same thing as the skinny people, making sure you're logging your workouts, making sure you're progressively overloading. And in the beginning, you can be in a deficit and gain muscle. I would know because I did that. And it only works for a little bit for me. So you want to make sure that you are just trying your hardest, working out as hard as you can, trying to eat as much protein, eat 500 below your maintenance, and keep it consistent, okay? And walk a lot of steps. If we are just fat, we're gonna primarily focus on losing weight with some full body workouts. So if you're just fat, we're gonna be focused on losing weight with full body workouts as well, okay? And pretty much what we're gonna be doing is you're gonna do pretty much the exact same steps as if you were skinny fat, which is find out your BMR, right? And let's just use our example again. Our BMR is 2,500. And if you think you can be consistent with this, I would subtract 700, right? So then you end up at 1,800. But this is kind of hard to stick with, if I'm being honest, especially if you don't already track your calories and don't already know good low calorie foods. But if you are wanting to lose more weight, I would subtract 700. But if you want to keep it consistent and you are a super beginner, I would just recommend doing 500 so that you're at 2,000. But here's the caveat. If you are just fat, here's what I'd recommend. I would highly, highly recommend walking 10 to 15,000 steps every day. And how you're going to do that, I hope you guys can see me, but how you're going to do that is you're pretty much just going to sync the health app on your phone to see how many steps you get and aim for 15,000, okay? Minimum 10,000, aim for 15. And what that looks like is you can go on a treadmill for an hour at any gym or 45 minutes, have it on a slight incline. So if you're gonna do a treadmill, my favorite settings are 7.5 incline and 2.5 speed. For me, this is like the perfect balance. Yeah, 7.5 incline and 2.5 speed. I don't know why I like it the most. And you're gonna do that for 45 minutes to an hour every single day. Again, this is just if I was starting out my journey. This isn't prescription. This is just my recommendation. All right, well, let's continue. So that's one way of getting to at least 10,000 steps. But another thing is, if you remember what I was saying previously, here are some things you can do to up those step counts. You can park far away from entrances. You can pace back and forth at work or at the gym. You can just take a 10-minute walk after a big meal. And last but not least, just take a 30-minute walk when you have time or calling someone. So here are all my tips for getting 10 to 15,000 steps in a day when I was on a cut. Not only would I do the treadmill at least each day for 30 minutes, sometimes an hour. If my steps were really low, I would do it for an hour. Or if I had 10,000 steps already, I would just do it for 30 minutes. And then the other things you can do is park far away from entrances, right? So park as far away from an entrance as you can so you have more time to walk up to the entrance and you can get more steps in that way. You can pace back and forth at work or at the gym. So say you're at the gym and you just got done with bicep curls. Don't just stand there, scroll on Instagram. Take a lap around the gym, come back, just keep walking, see, okay, am I ready to do another set? Nah, my biceps are kind of sore. All right, let's just keep walking and just do that and just keep doing it. And you'd be astonished at how, because imagine if every time you parked somewhere, you'd park super far away, you have to walk all the way to the store, walk all the way back. And then if the same day you went to the gym, every single time you're resting, you are just walking lightly, not running across like your Forrest Gump, just walking around like this. I'm walking. And at work, instead of just standing there, if you have like a warehouse job, instead of just standing there on TikTok, standing on Instagram, you can walk as long as you're safe, walk and, just walking the entire time, just pacing back and forth. That is literally what I did and it helped a lot. Or you can take a 10-minute walk after each big meal you have. So if you have 3 big meals in a day and you take a 10-minute walk after each big meal, that's about 30 minutes in total of walking. Or you can just take one big 30-minute walk when you have time or when you're calling someone. I realize that if I'm about to call someone or someone's calling me and I have nothing on my schedule, I'll just go for a walk while I'm calling, right? Put one pod in and just go for a walk. Or you can walk with family. There's so many things. Just go walk. It's honestly the biggest for me when it came to losing weight. So now let's quickly go over the steps again. So step 1, you want to figure out what you are, skinny, skinny fat, or just fat. So if you're skinny, you need to lean bulk and do simple workouts, pushing hard each day to build muscle. If you're skinny fat, you need to focus on losing weight first and working out because we want to avoid gaining more weight. And if you're just fat, focus on losing weight and doing full body workouts and making sure you're getting 10 to 15,000 steps each and every day. And I'll give you my own personal story for when I started off and what I was. So in the beginning, I didn't know, but I was skinny fat at first, and I'll pop a picture up on the screen right here. But yeah, I started off at 226 pounds. So I was like fat. I wasn't morbidly obese because I'm 6 foot tall, but I was 226 pounds and my body pretty much looked like this. I had like twig arms, super big love handles. It was horrible. I hate thinking about it. I had huge legs, and yeah, that's pretty much how I looked. And this was me, skinny fat, right? Not cool. Did not like it. So yeah, that is pretty much a very, very good depiction of me when I was first starting off on my journey. When I just realized I was wasting my life and being a fat ass, I was like, okay, yeah, I gotta change. So I was like, okay, let me just start losing some weight first. So I tried losing some weight, just doing some home workouts, and it actually worked. And I got all the way down to 200 pounds. Then I realized that I was pretty much kind of just in the same scenario, just a little less fat, right? So I'm like kind of happier a little bit, but I realized that, oh, I have no muscle, so I should bulk, right? And honestly, what I should have done was kept on cutting until I had almost none of my love handles left. And what I should have done was probably get down to like 180 instead of 200. But what I decided to do is bulk, and you can see the pictures now of what I used to look like, because I went from 226 and then I cut down, and then I decided to bulk. And these are the pictures right here of how I looked when I was bulking. And yeah, I was like even fatter than before. But I did manage to gain some muscle, though being kind of fat. So yeah, I realized that I lost hair right here. But yeah, I went from 226, I went to 180. So I pretty much went from skinny fat. Honestly, I'd probably say that I just started off as fat. Then I was skinny fat. Then I was just pretty much super bulked up. Then I decided to cut all the way down to 175. So in here, I was probably like 215 pounds, maybe more. I think here I was maybe 190. I don't think I was 200, but yeah, I think I was around 1. But yeah, I was around 215. So I gained about 30 pounds, probably like 10 pounds of muscle, 20 pounds of fat because I was dirty bulk. But then I decided, okay, let's get on a cut. And then when I went on this cut, my world changed because I pretty much saw how much muscle I actually had underneath all my fat. And yeah, I went down to 175. Moral of the story is what I should have done was, well, I did it correctly. I went from 226 to 200 or 190. I went to skinny fat. What I should have done, honestly, was keep on losing weight. But I decided to bulk up and I gained a little bit of muscle. And then I decided to cut all the way down to that weight. And then I was like, okay, now I'm super skinny. I have some muscle, but now I need to bulk. And that's where I'm at now, lean bulking, and I'm only gaining 0.5 to 1 pound every single week. And right now I am at 181 pounds. And yeah, that's my own story, and I'm still doing it. So, or I'm still riding it. So let's keep. All right, now we are moving to step 2. That is using AI for meal and workout plans. Like I just said, step 2, use AI for meal and workout plans, okay? That is step 2. So why do I suggest using AI to make meal and workout plans? It's because you can pretty much give it everything you have in your house and it will give you like perfect, and you tell it your calories and your protein, and it will pretty much give you meals that you can make that won't be abominations and have pretty good calories and protein to your goals that you asked it for. So the thing is, AI can make workouts that match your gym and most importantly, your schedule. And why it's important is because if you have a workout plan that matches your gym and your schedule, right? And even if you're not going to a gym, it can be a gym that you plan on going to, right? If you have that, it makes starting or going back much easier, right? So yeah, number 1 reason is AI can make workouts that match your gym and schedule, making starting much easier, right? And that's importantly what we want. We don't want to just wait till it's perfect conditions. No, you want to just get in there when it all sucks, because then it's the best time to start, right? The perfect condition is starting. There is no perfect, you just start, okay? And you learn as you go. You can even use it to track your calories if you don't want to use a calorie tracking app. So say you ask for 15 high protein, low calorie meals, right? you can then, if you don't want to track your calories, like with a tracking app, what you can do is say, hey, ChatGPT, or hey, whatever AI tool you're using, I'm picking these 3 meals that you gave me. Make sure to track my calories and make sure to track my protein. And how many calories am I at right now? How much protein am I at right now? Right? It's like, oh my God, guys, you have to be using it. It's like so easy to get whatever you need now. There's so much stuff, right? So that's what I would recommend. And probably my favorite part about it is it saves you so much time figuring it out, letting you focus on training instead. So when you use AI to figure out your meal plans and your workout plans, you save so much time figuring it out, letting you focus on training hard instead. It's just one more thing that you don't have to worry about. Oh, is this meal plan good? Is this workout plan bad? I don't know how to work out. I don't have a workout plan. I don't have a grocery list. Like, you can ask it everything that you'd ever need and boom, you have it all. So then you can just focus on putting the hard work all that matters the most, which is following your calorie needs, eating enough protein, getting enough rest, and progressively overloading in the gym. And yeah, I mean, I use ChatGPT all the time to give me some meal recommendations when I don't know what to eat to fit my calories for the day, right? And I also made my own workout plan from Chat, right? And I still use it to this day. And it is honestly probably the best workout plan that I've ever used, which is funny because I've maybe gone through like 13 of them, which shows you just how good it is. And guys, step 3, and probably my most favorite one, is to set a long time and avoid comparison. And let me clarify what I mean by comparison. I don't even know how to say the freaking word. Comparison? Comparing. Like, avoid comparing your physique to someone else. Like, I look up to people who have good physiques and I compare myself all the time to them. But here's where a lot of people get it wrong. And here's where I used to get it wrong all the time. I would compare my body to their body and then just be upset at my own, right? What you should be doing, or you shouldn't be doing whatever I say. It shouldn't even be a word. Should not even be a word. I just don't like the word should, because you can do whatever the heck you want to do in life. We're only going to live for 80 years max, and then we're all going to get forgotten. So do whatever the heck you want to do in life. Be awesome. Okay, back to the video. Avoid comparison, because if you compare yourself and then you just get upset, you're just going to kill your own motivation. What you could do instead is look up to someone who has a good physique, see what they're doing daily that you aren't doing daily, then start copying them. It's completely okay if it takes you a long time to get fit. And let me just stop here because I want to tell you guys my own personal story real quickly. For years, and I used to always think, man, I could have such a better physique. I was really insecure for a really long time because I felt like I'd wasted so much time just losing weight, not bulking, dirty bulking. And yeah, I mean, honestly, I could have had a better physique in 4 years, but I just didn't know any better. And this is what I ended up with. But I also look at it on a long time horizon. I'm not thinking, oh, I should have had a better physique in 4 years. I don't really care anymore. I just strive to get a better physique each day, one by one, little by little, small improvements. And I don't really care what anyone else thinks anymore. I used to think that like everyone's opinions about me mattered so much, but it really doesn't. Like, it just doesn't. Don't care about what other people say. If you are starting your journey and people are making fun of you, who cares about them, right? If you're in the middle of your journey and you're still struggling, it doesn't matter. You're here learning, right? Good for you. And if you're at the end of your journey, or you've been training for 4 or 5 years and you don't like how you look, that's all right too. Just try to improve each day. You don't have to worry about it. Let's go back to it though. A lot of people, even on Instagram, people have been for years, and it's taken them 5 years of just hard work, and no one saw the hard work. They just see how they look now on Instagram. And people edit, people use filters, people use all this stuff, right? Just don't compare yourself. In my opinion, it's just not, all right? Like, and on top of that, people use steroids as well, right? And some people claim to not be using them. So just focus on what you can do and focus on your little self. Focus on how your body can look. Don't focus on other people's bodies. Focus on growing each day. So like I said, I'd focus on my own growth, only looking at others to see what I can learn from, right? So again, focus on my own growth, only looking at others to see what I can learn from them, not comparing myself, saying, hey, this guy has a better physique than me, in my opinion. What is he doing that I'm not? Oh, he's being consistent. Oh, he's done it for 8 years. Oh, he takes these supplements. Oh, he takes this, he takes that, he takes this. Okay, I got it now. And the last thing, avoiding self-judgment keeps me going without stressing about others, right? Guys, this is probably like my favorite hack. Just don't focus on anyone else. Really only focus on you, make your own self proud. That's probably like my favorite thing. There's so many people nowadays, like young men like me and other young men, I've seen it, who just hate their lives and hate how they look. But it doesn't have to be that way, right? Like just, you're here for a little bit, you're here for 70 years. Remember, we're just a blip in the universe. We're all gonna be forgotten. I mean, heck, the sun's gonna blow up in a couple million years. So just don't take it that serious. Just try to improve every single day. And no matter what, even if you don't feel like doing something, but you know you should be doing it, even if you don't feel like going to the gym, go to the gym. Even if you feel like you are still fat, just focus on, not eating that food, not eating the bad stuff. Focus on getting protein, focus on working out hard, and only judge you on your path, nobody else. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. Ali Al Zubaidi, out.